Everybody, today we're looking at name it to tame it. With those overwhelming emotions and when you feel stress and anxiety bubbling up in your body, you're now getting used to recognizing those symptoms. Yesterday we did awareness of our breath technique, where we became aware of the power of our breath and how we can use the breathing to enhance our mental and physical state and our well-being. To elaborate a little further on that, we are going to not just become aware of our breath, we are going to name it to tame those emotions. So, like we said before, when you are becoming stressed and overwhelmed, your thoughts begin to race, which affects your emotions, which affects your behavior. So how about if we change that behavior? And by doing so, we can change that vicious cycle. So by changing the behavior, we can change the thoughts, which will change the emotion and in turn change the behavior to be more helpful and positive for you. So here, the behavior we're going to change is the way we react to the stressful event, and we're going to rather respond in a more helpful way. So the way we change this behavior is by changing and becoming more aware of the way we breathe. So often it's not enough just to think, oh, I'm breathing deeply, nothing's happening, my thoughts are still racing. So remember, we can only focus on one thing at a time. So be aware of what you're focusing on. So when we do this breathing technique, we are going to name what we're doing. So we can say, try and breathe nice and deeply into your belly. So you may like to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy, which makes you feel safe and soothed already. And in that time, as you breathe in, you're going to say, I am breathing in the breath. So with each breath you take, you say, I am becoming more calm and feel more at ease with each breath I take. I breathe in calm and I release any anxiety I may be holding. I breathe in, my body becomes more calm and I feel more at ease with each breath I take. Whatever words resonate with you. But the thing about saying the words is it shifts our attention away from the thoughts. So now we're focused on the deep breathing and we're saying words that are calming and soothing to us. So you got to play around with what works for you there. Another thing you can do is count the breath. What's important is to make the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale, as that calms the sympathetic nervous system. All those chemicals that are now flooding your brain in that fight, flight and freeze response. By naming or counting the breath, again you're giving your brain and your thinking brain a job to do, so it's focused on something more helpful. And in the meantime, the deep breathing is calming the stress response. So when I say make the exhale a little longer, you may like to inhale slowly for the count of 4. And you can say, I am counting in for the count of 4. I am holding for the count of 7. And count the numbers. And I am exhaling for the count of 8. And count the numbers as you exhale. You may like to continue this for a number of cycles. Generally for me, 3 cycles of breath would equate to 1 minute. So you can know, just have a rough guide of what works for you. And the key here also is to catch that stress response before it takes you over. So mindfulness makes us aware. So when you become aware and you are mindful of what's going on in your mind and body, and you catch that reaction to stress early, you have a better chance of managing and overcoming the stress more easily and more quickly. So remember, this week we are looking at things that resonate with us for bringing us mindfully into the moment to manage stress. That may be sights around you. That may be the sounds to focus on around you. It may be something tactile that you want to touch, name, feel, describe. Or now we have the breath awareness, where you either count or name the breath. Don't get too hung up on the numbers. 478 is a guideline. The main thing is you breathe calmly, deeply, and with focused awareness. Another lovely tip I picked up from one of the great mindfulness mentors I've been speaking to in my Coffee and Connect series is this lovely, and I've used it this week and it's really, really effective, is when you feel that stress coming on, you are going to ground yourself by using your thumb to press on each of your fingers. And what I did this week is I used the words, I am confident, I am calm, I am at ease, I am relaxed. And that pressure I found very, very grounding on each finger. And remember, you are what you tell yourself. So by telling yourself what you want to feel and do a few rounds, it's actually